Chelsea fans, I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a minute. Welcome back to another video. Today we'll just be basically discussing a few news reports and tweets that's been going around. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've had a great week. It's been an international break, and to be honest, they're my least favorite because I can't keep up with the games. Sometimes I get busy, and well, Chelsea doesn't get to play and we all just kind of sit around, you know. For today's video, we're going to go through a couple of tweets and news reports about Chelsea, of course. Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Philip Jorgensen is looking for a move. So this makes me want to talk about something I've been wanting to talk about. The Chelsea goalkeeping situation. Where are we really at, you know? We've had moments where I think with the Chelsea fan base, it's been very split up. We've had a lot of people unhappy with Robert Sánchez. Last season, when this season started, everyone was thinking Chelsea has to sign a goalkeeper. We were linked with Mike Maignan, I don't know how to say his name properly, and other Donnarumma, for example, and other keepers. A lot of the fan base agreed that we thought we were a few centre backs and a goalkeeper from challenging for the title. But the question I want to ask today is, what really is our goalkeeping situation right now? With news coming out that Philip Jorgensen wants to basically go play elsewhere for some game time, you know, so he can play for his national team. Fair enough. Rob Sánchez. To be honest, he's grown on to me. The season's picked up. He's actually started putting in solid performances. And what I think sometimes the Chelsea fan base forgets, maybe he's wronged us in the past and made a couple of mistakes, but towards the end of last season, he had a good spell of games, clean sheets, very important saves. He's always been very good at saving. His ball distribution, we got to see that has been actually really good as of late. Even during the FIFA Club World Cup, the final, we saw how he was spraying passes left, right, and center. And I guess when he doesn't get to keep the ball as much, he actually seems to be a very decent goalkeeper. Even with the last games, we had the issue with the long throw that Chelsea's been struggling to defend. We saw how Sánchez was able to come out and claim the ball in the air, command, full on. And I think maybe it was instruction that he was given, because before, Sánchez was always caught up in two mindsets, where he would want to go and then you just kind of stutter halfway and then make a silly mistake and not score. He never seemed assured in his decision making. Whereas we've seen a change with that. So I don't know whether there's been a change of tactics or he's been given different instructions. But now it seems as though before, Sánchez would want to come out and claim. He would want to burst out of the box and clear the ball, you know, but was always caught in between two mindsets. So I always question and wonder, was there a different instruction? Was he just supposed to maybe stay in the box? So he was constantly fighting the urge and the natural instinct to come out and claim the ball, or to come out and kick the ball, or to make a decision, or to just kick it out or pass it. That was his natural instinct, and maybe the instructions were, be more reserved. So we've seen a big change in that, and I think credit to Maresca was probably playing to Sanchez's strengths, which is beautiful to see. I think he's been doing very well. And as for Philip Jorgensen, I haven't necessarily been that convinced. At first, last season, I did think he had a good spell of games where I thought when Sánchez was trash, and I thought, let's play Jorgensen, he seems better, but as of late, he hasn't really impressed. He's also seemed as if he's caught up in between two minds. He's become Bob Sánchez, as some of the Chelsea fans would say, so I think him leaving would be okay. Now, the question is, who do you guys think we replace him with? Who do we then replace Sánchez with? Who do we then replace Jorgensen with? Because we're going to need a number two. We still have Mike Penders, who's still quite young. I don't know, that seems more of a project. So do we go and get someone in January, or do we wait until the end of the season? Does Jorgensen actually get his move for January? We'll find out and see. So let me know what you think in the comments, your thoughts and opinions. Tyrique George. I've always felt a bit conflicted with Tyrique George, because news last year was that he's great, he's amazing on the ball, he's talented, academy player. And me personally, I might get attacked for this. I've always thought he's a bit overhyped. And I've seen some qualities here and there, but I've found him very selfish when it comes to decision making. I think he's always tried to prove a point with the few minutes that he's gotten. Granted, that's also fair because he doesn't get a lot of opportunities in the first team, but there are moments in games where Tyrique just needs to cut the ball back or lay a pass, and he just has to shoot, even when the angle is difficult. And the whole thing of Maresca playing as a striker hasn't worked for me, but even when he's played out wing, I've seen elements of potential, but also selfishness, wanting to shine and not play for the team. So I'm not really against Tyrique George moving. I don't think we'll miss him, to be honest. The whole playing as a striker hasn't worked, hasn't really impressed me when he's come on. So I wish him all the best. Nothing personal, but I think he was overhyped, and he probably needs a loan spell or move to get more game time somewhere else, and maybe develop a bit. Because I thought that maybe when he's come on, there are qualities there, but I think he's always fought the need, because of such limited time, to want to be more selfish and shine and create a goal. But I think a goal is just as important as an assist is, especially as a winger, which I think sometimes players take for granted because they're so desperate with the limited game time they have that they think, oh no, there's a little bit of a window, it's impossible, but I'd rather shoot than lay it off to a player that can just tap it in, to my striker that can pass it in, or a midfielder, to Enzo, to João Pedro, whoever's in the box, and they just tap it in because they're so focused on trying to make a name for themselves. So I'm not so opposed to him moving away. I don't think we'll really miss him, and I wish him all the best. Let me know what you think in the comments. And in other news, a photo was released, I think Cole Palmer posted it, signaling that he might be coming back soon, and there's rumors that he's getting jacked up, he's getting bigger. And I don't know how to feel about that, but I think it could work. Imagine a buff Cole Palmer. You know, he's already very gifted, very skillful, he's been brilliant for us. I imagine him a little bit bigger. I don't think it makes much of a difference. I don't think he needs to, but it would be nice to see, like, you know, Cole Palmer on some Adama Traore type buff. Maybe not that big, please, not that big, but it would be nice to put a bit of meat on him. Sounds weird, but yeah, to put a little bit of, you know, more muscle on him. I think it could help with his game, although I think he really maneuvers the pitch quite well. So let me know what you guys think about that. Very interesting. And talking about maybe bulking up, I think a player that needs to probably slightly get bigger over time would be Estêvão, because we've heard the rumors of that. Maresca is starting him out wide, but in future he'll probably end up as a 10. But probably to end up as a 10, he needs to get used to the league and probably put on a bit more size so he can handle the physicality of the Prem. With the international breaks, most of the Chelsea players have done well. Estêvão's done well. He scored again, scored a pin, scored another pin, and a random screenshot that I saw was how, like, people were having, there was a picture of after Estêvão scores the penalty and Vinícius in the background kind of looking somehow, and it's been interpreted as in he's realizing that this guy's taking the spot now. He's the reliable penalty taker because everyone else has been missing. He's maybe going to be the new Neymar. So, but Estêvão's been doing it brilliantly. Estêvão, some people call him Steve-O. Really talented, no doubts. And there were rumors, and there was a story that came out that Madrid regretted, instead of signing Estêvão, they went with Endrick, and apparently Madrid regrets it now. But I guess we got off on the bad end of the stick, and when I saw clips of Estêvão before, I could see that this was talent, this was quality, generational talent, maybe, you know, Ballon d'Or quality, and we'll see how he develops. But I have no doubt that he's going to become an amazing player. You can see his work ethic, how he plays for the team, his humble, was raised in a Christian home, so there's no doubt. And I'm not surprised he's doing well for Brazil and for Chelsea at the moment. Marco Corella also has had a good international break as usual. Malo Gusto also seems to be picking up form, which is great because that's what we need throughout this busy period that's coming. Because after this international break, we're not getting any international breaks for a while. So I think the more players we have in form, the better. Moses Caicedo played both games for Ecuador. Thought we'd get more rest. Enzo also played, but likely they didn't travel too far. Estêvão also didn't travel too far, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So let's just see how the season grows and pertains. But very interesting things have happened during this international break. I will be talking about them a bit more and other things in detail, but I think it really is a good time to be a Chelsea fan. We have Burnley coming up. I'm excited to see what we do there. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Me sharing my random thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. Welcome to the family, and let's go.